At this time, I would like to introduce the senior members of our IHSA State Runner-Up Softball team. Ladies, please come forward to present your trophy. This time, please stand, remove your hats, and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by GHS senior Megan Morsch.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Megan. You may be seated. I would like to welcome all of you to the commencement ceremony for Glenwood High School graduating class of 2026. The students, staff, administration, and Ball-Chatham School Board all thank you for joining us to celebrate this great event. We are gathered to honor these seniors for completing 13 years of learning to send them on to bigger and better things. We are all proud of their accomplishments. Students, please give a round of applause to your parents, family members, educators, friends, and anyone who helped you in life. Parents, families, and friends, tonight is a special night during which there will be opportunities to cheer. However, please choose to cheer at appropriate times to ensure the dignity of the ceremony. Tonight, we have some very special guests to help congratulate our seniors. I would like to recognize them at this time. Dr. Becca Lehman, Ball-Chatham Superintendent. Mrs. Jen Barnsworth, Ball-Chatham Assistant Superintendent. Mr. Joe Belletta, School Board Vice President. Mrs. Amanda Ostermeyer, School Board Secretary. Mr. Calvin Colburn, School Board Member. Mrs. Carrie Jeffries, School Board Member, and Mrs. Lisa Like, School Board Member. Please give them a hand. I would also like to recognize my GHS administrative team, Ms. Sarah Dowis, Mr. Brad Keyes, Mr. John Fletcher, Mr. Ben Quetter, Ms. Kara Tweedy, and Ms. Caitlin Moody. We also have many teachers and staff here tonight. I would like to thank all of them for their hard work and dedication for our students. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Ball-Chatham School District Superintendent, Dr. Becca Lehman.
Thank you, Mr. Green. As your superintendent, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to this momentous occasion. Members of the Board of Education, the administrative team, distinguished faculty, families, and most importantly, Glenwood High School class of 2026, thank you for joining us this evening as we celebrate this remarkable milestone. Graduates, tonight we celebrate your hard work, your perseverance, your growth, and the journey that has brought you to this moment. For the past 13 years, you have been learning, growing, overcoming challenges, and building the foundation for a future filled with endless possibilities. This year, our district embraced the theme, Stronger Today, Standing Together for a Brighter Tomorrow. Your class truly reflects that message. Through every challenge and every success, you have grown stronger, not only academically, but as individuals prepared to make a difference in the world. You did not reach this moment alone. Families, teachers, coaches, advisors, mentors, friends have stood beside you at every step of the way, encouraging you, supporting you, and believing in you even during difficult times. That support helps shape the people you are today. As you begin the next chapter of your lives, whether in college, the workforce, the military, or another path, I encourage you, turning the page, sorry, to continue building strong relationships, supporting each other, and working together to create bright tomorrows in your communities. I offer this advice as you start your next chapter. Believe in yourself, be kind, work hard, stay true to who you are, and never stop learning and growing. With the knowledge that you have gained at Ball-Chatham, the support of your families, and the friendships you have built, I am confident that you are ready for what comes next. To the Glenwood High School class of 2026, congratulations. We are proud of you and excited to see the incredible things you will accomplish. Now I would like to present Mr. Nick Brokamp along with the Glenwood Choir featuring Do I Make You Proud?
I've never been the one to raise my hand. That was not me. But now that's who I am. Because of you, I am standing tall. My heart is full of endless gratitude. You were the one to guide me through. Now I can see, and I believe it's only just beginning. This is what we dreamed about, but the only question with me now is, do I make you proud? Stronger than I've ever been now. Never be afraid of standing out. But do I make you proud? I guess I've learned too much in this to know that you still have faith is all I need to know. I've learned to love myself in spite of me. To walk the road that I
Thank you, Mr. Brokamp and the Titan Choir. The song you just heard asks, "Do I make you proud?" The answer is absolutely yes. And we are especially proud of and want to celebrate the 16 students that have chosen to enter the United States military. These young people will play an important role in protecting and preserving our great nation. I would like to recognize these students now. As I read your name, please stand to be honored. Carson Barnett, U.S. Coast Guard. Beckett Klutz, U.S. Air National Guard. Carmen Edwards, U.S. Air Force. Tanner Ely, U.S. Navy. A.J. Ferguson, U.S. Marines. Leland Ferniza, U.S. Army National Guard. Parker High, U.S. Air Force. Elias Homeyer, U.S. Marines. Jack Kerman, U.S. Air National Guard. Reed Kerman, U.S. Air Force. Chiante Rogers, U.S. Air Force. Bradley Tedrow, U.S. Navy. John Villar, U.S. Air National Guard. Zoe Walker, U.S. Army National Guard. Braden Worley, U.S. Navy. And Andrew Young, U.S. Army National Guard. Thank you for choosing to serve and defend our country. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing these brave young men and women one more time. At this time, I would like to recognize our honored graduates for outstanding academic performance on national tests and in leadership and service. Graduates, please stand as your group is called. Glenwood Scholars, please stand. Thank you, you may be seated. Illinois State Scholars, please stand. Thank you, you may be seated. National Merit Commended Scholars, please stand. Thank you, you may be seated. And National Merit Scholarship Finalists, please stand. Thank you, you may be seated, and congratulations to all our honored graduates. As you can see, the class of 2026 is full of high-achieving academic performers. 2 of them rose to the very top. You will now get to hear from both of them. First, I would like to ask Annabelle Mulrood to come to the podium. Annabelle is your class of 2026 salutatorian.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Annabelle Malrud, and I'm honored to be able to speak on behalf of the class of 2026. First off, I'd like to sincerely thank my educators, friends, and especially my family, whom I am endlessly grateful for all their love and support. In the classic 1985 movie, The Breakfast Club, 5 students walk into detention carrying labels that seem to define them before they even get the chance to speak. The brain, the athlete, the basket case, the princess, and the criminal. At first, they seem completely different. Different backgrounds, different fears, different futures, but by the end of one Saturday together, they realize something important. Every single person is more complicated than the role they have been given. And honestly, that feels a lot like high school. About 2 weeks ago, procrastinating writing this speech as I did for more assignments than I'd like to admit, I wondered how I could ever sum up the past 4 years of my life in just 5 minutes. The truth is, I still can't. There were diamonds in the rough of every situation I found myself in. However, as I wrote this, I realized what a blessing in disguise growing up amongst the 370 unique members of our class truly was. Because somewhere between late night studying, football games, awkward group projects, hallway conversations, and goodbye hugs that came too fast, we all became a little bit like the characters in The Breakfast Club. There were moments where we were the brain, Brian Johnson, convincing ourselves that one grade, one test, or one failure could somehow define our worth. High school often taught us to measure ourselves by numbers, GPAs, rankings, college decisions, but like Brian eventually realizes, intelligence means nothing without humanity, and success means very little if you lose yourself trying to achieve it. Other times, we were the athlete, Andrew Clark. We felt pressure to live up to expectations from parents, coaches, teachers, or often even ourselves. Some people here carried the weight of always needing to succeed, always needing to look confident, even when they were exhausted underneath it all. Andrew's story reminds us of how easy it is to become the versions of ourselves other people expect, instead of the person we actually want to be. I think a lot of us also saw ourselves in the basket case, Allison Reynolds, even if we were never admit it out loud. High school can be lonely sometimes. There were days people felt invisible sitting in crowded classrooms. Days where someone was struggling silently while everybody else assumed they were fine. Yet Allison reminds us that some of the most misunderstood people often have the most depth. And of course, there were moments where we acted a little like the princess, Claire Standish. We cared too much about fitting in, about appearances, about whether people approved of us. High school can make it feel like reputation is everything. But Claire eventually realizes something important. Popularity means very little if you cannot be genuine with the people around you. Then there's the rebel, John Bender, probably the character who hides the most pain behind the loudest personality. And if these 4 years taught us anything, it's that we never fully know what somebody else is going through. Sometimes the people who seem the toughest are the ones who need kindness the most. That's what makes this class so special to me. We were never just one stereotype. We were all a combination of confidence and fear, ambition and uncertainty, independence and insecurity. For years, our lives have been structured for us. Bells told us where to go. Schedules mapped out our days. Our futures were measured in semesters, assignments, and grades. Even beating out the endings of songs during passing periods somehow became a part of the routine. But after tonight, things become far less certain and more independent. Quite honestly, that can be intimidating, because the first time, nobody is handing us a seating chart for where we go next. Some of us are heading to colleges hours away. Some are entering the workforce. Some are joining the military. Some are still figuring it out. But I think what matters most is not whether we all take the same path, it's whether we carry the lessons we learn from one another. Together, we have lived through a global pandemic, a community tragedy, and other moments of uncertainty that forced us to grow up faster than we expected, but yet simultaneously united us. We learned how to adapt when everything familiar disappeared. We learned how to support each other through grief, pressure, and change. And we learned that perseverance matters far more than any number attached to a GPA or transcript. At the end of the Breakfast Club, the students realized they are a little bit of each stereotype. And maybe that's the point of growing up. We stop seeing people as categories and start seeing them as human beings. So tonight, as we walk across the stage, maybe we leave behind the labels we carried into high school. Maybe we stop defining ourselves by who we were at 14 years old. Maybe we allow ourselves to become the people who are more understanding, more resilient, and more authentic than we ever thought possible. To the class of 2026, thank you for growing up alongside me. Thank you for the memories, the lessons, and the moments that shaped us into who we are now. Wherever life takes us after tonight, I hope we remember that none of us were ever just one thing. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Annabelle. Next, I would like to ask Shiv Patel to come to the podium. Shiv is your class of 2026 valedictorian.
Good evening, class of 2026. Before I start my speech, I'd like to give thanks to where they are due. I'd like to first and foremost thank my parents, who have done nothing but support me throughout my whole life. I'd also like to thank my sister Shreya for being the best mentor and making me food. Thank you to all my friends who always pushed me to be a better version of myself. Additionally, thank you to all you students here today who have made this class so special and so exciting. And of course, thank you to all the teachers, staff, and administration who have gone the extra mile through our high school career. I really didn't know where to start with this speech, so I asked around for what I should say. My parents, of course, wanted me to talk about how great I am for an hour straight. My dad even wanted to just give the speech himself. The only thing most of my friends cared about was shouting them out, so shout out Ben, Sean, and Talha. I don't know where you are. And for some reason, the football players wanted me to say Atwood. While these are all amazing suggestions, they didn't really give me a good idea for what I wanted to actually talk about. So I started to think about why I'm up here on the stage in the first place. No, I wasn't thinking about how much I studied or what my GPA was, but instead about the day I moved here to this district in 6th grade. Thinking about this day made me remember the horrible mindset I had when first coming to the intermediate school. I was so upset about losing my friends back in Indiana that I came up with the plan to not make any friends until I graduated and go to college. Yeah, that's actually a real and sad story. Anyway, I walk into English class and my whole depressing plan falls apart with 3 words. Nakash comes up to me and asks, "You play Fortnite?" That one question led me to waste 1,500 hours of the best times of my life, mostly during Zoom meetings when I said my camera was broken. I guess the lesson of this story is to go where you don't yet belong and to leap across any cliffs that come your way. I don't know where I would have ended up if I hadn't walked into that classroom that day, but it probably wouldn't have been right here and right now. And that's enough of a reason to be proud of that decision. And I'd be willing to bet each one of you has had their own version of that moment. A room that you almost didn't walk into, a room that you almost didn't take, but turned out to change everything. Everyone in this room today has faced their own cliffs, whether that is all the parents who have worked so tirelessly so that you students could have the options that they didn't have, or you all who have walked into a classroom or a sports meet not knowing if success was going to be guaranteed. Or the staff members of this school who have broken up a fight not knowing if they were going to catch a stray. But the important part is that you all took those risks, that you faced your challenges head on, not knowing what the future holds, because you never could have imagined what came from these gambles. It is your leap of faith that opened up the door to success. What would have happened if my parents hadn't taken the chance to leave everything behind and try to find a new life here in America? What would have happened if I didn't carry my Fortnite squad in 6th grade? What would have happened if Glenwood hadn't gone for 2 in overtime against Rochester? And what would have happened if we hadn't walked through those high school doors 4 years ago? Without these pivotal risks, none of us would be in the position we are now, and we would have never known what could have been. And I know none of our 4 years look the same. Some of us face more daunting and greater challenges than others, whether that is failing a class you were so close to passing, or fighting through an injury that put you far too many steps back. However, the sole reason everyone is in this room here today is because you figured out how to keep going. And all these moments will not be the last cliffs you will face. Our parents will now have to face the silence of their homes after 18 years of constant noise. All of us moving on will have to deal with random roommates or applying for a job you feel underqualified for. and the faculty will continue to witness more and more horrors that go on in the restrooms. Maybe the Glenwood pisser might come back. And it's okay to feel anxious or afraid of these challenges, but the cliff doesn't care how you feel, and these feelings are not excuses to back down and prevent you from reaching your true potential. These situations will be difficult, and they're supposed to be that way. You are never entitled to success, as you must earn it. Don't become a victim of your challenges, and learn to make the hard choices in life that you need in order to reach your goals. Falling is not the end, and there will always be another cliff for you to try and try again. So for the next cliff you come across, instead of asking the question, what if I fall? Ask, what if I fly? Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Shiv. Now it is time for the conferring of the diplomas. Dr. Lehman and Mr. Balletta, will you please join me at the podium? Will the members of the Glenwood High School graduating class of 2026 please rise? Dr. Lehman, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Glenwood High School, I certify that all members of this graduating class have completed the official requirements for graduation under the regulations of the Illinois Department of Education and the policies of the School Board of Ball-Chatham.
Mr. Balletta, as Superintendent of Ball-Chatham Public Schools and on behalf of the faculty and staff of Glenwood High School, I certify that all members of this graduating class are eligible to receive official recognition of their graduation.
On behalf of the School Board of the Ball-Chatham and by the authority of the School Board, I hereby confer this recognition from Glenwood High School on each of you and congratulate you most heartily on this noble achievement.
Graduates, you may be seated. Graduates, it's that time. Graduation is a very momentous and long-awaited occasion. Please hold your applause during this presentation of diplomas to help ensure that each family member and friend are able to hear the one name that they've been waiting all night to hear. Be respectful of the other families around you, as everyone wants to hear that name read. Now at this time, would the first row please rise and come forward? Stage guests, please help set up and help us honor our seniors with the presentation of the diplomas.
Gracie Paige Absher. Danica Michelle Adams. Kaylin Elizabeth Adams. Daniel Antonio Adams Heathington. Rhea Iyer. Avery Jordan Aiken. Jonathan Alushehi Alamo, in absentia. Dalvin Mukaba Alinho. Jackson Boone Allen. Rakia Angel Amos. Rakaya Lynn Amos. Charles Dean Armstrong, in absentia. Tola Arshad. Mackenzie Jade Ball. Caden Preston Allen Barnett. Carson William Barnett. Jalen Grace Bassford. Delaney Margaret Batten. Luke Martin Baxter. Preston Hunter Bentley. Casey Lee Berkeley. Jenna Ray Berryman. Navtej Singh Badi. Gracie May Binneman, in absentia. Patrick Billingsley. Leah Renee Binion. Michael Stephen Blakeman, in absentia. Sophia Elise Bowman. Brock James Boone. Tyler Allen Bowes. Addison Karis Bosworth. Andolyn Rain Bott Lovelace. Abigail Suzanne Boulevong. Marshall Owen Bauscher. Audrey Rose Bozarth. Brevin Liam Brewer. Ryan Wesley Bridle. Madison Cheyenne Bringett. William Mason Brockway. Nevaeh Elaine Bryant. Miles Oliver Burke. Lucy Jane Burris. Adam Xavier Butler. Chase Dax Campbell. Jamia Aaron Caples. Samuel Lyndon Carter. Ava Marie Carver. Aubriana Grace Casson. Anne Elizabeth Chandler. Alina Yanan Chang. Ashlyn Savithri Chopra. Andrew Ryan Clark. Elise Renee Clater. Beckett Lee Klutz. Caroline K. Cody. Kelton Edward Habak Colwell. Finley Rose Comstock. Alexander William Cruz, in absentia. Caleb Malik Curtis. Oiolua Koinensola Iniolua Dada. Logan Reese Davis. Tristan David Decatur. Austin Bradley Dees. Jaden Daniel Dibble, in absentia. Elena Jade Doberreiner, in absentia. Melina Claire Doctor. Cameron Rose Douglas. Kate Olivia Downing. Isaac Gabrielle Duquette. Addison Elizabeth Dunbar. Macy Hope Duncan. Abigail Josephine Jerzanowski. Jenna Patricia Eads. Tanner James Ely. Cambry Jean Easley. Alexandria Grace Eddy. Carmen Nevea Edwards. Megan Ann Emmerich. Liba Aram. Justin Patrick Erickson. Connor Richard Estes. Lucas Andrew Evans. Carly-Ann Sophia Feld. Andrew Gerald Ferguson. Jackson Nathaniel Ferguson. Leland Antonio Ferniza. Addison Lily Fields. Lewis Michael Flesh. Alex Rose Frank. Evan Edwards Frazee. Charlotte Maple Fugate, in absentia. Isaiah Lee Gadbois Clay. Zane Aaron Gagnon. Michael Marie Gaines. Lacey Renee Gates. Alexis Rosario Gee. Cooper Dean George. Avery Joelle Gideon. Jaslyn Gomez. Kennedy Grace Good. Declan Travis Gorey. Joshua Martini Gasro. Severin Logan Igorovich Gustalenko. Booker Andrew Gray. Gino Anthony Greco. Brody Matthew Green. Delaney Nevea Green. Delilah Rain Green. Jasmine Andrea Groover, in absentia. Matthew Francois Habte. Abby Grace Hall. Carson Christine Haken. Ava Grace Harhausen. Emily Ann Harris. Landon Alexander Hart. Sina Ann Hart. Jacob Michael Hasquin. Ahmad Hassan. Rishira Anaya Hemingway. Michaela Grace Marion Neela Hickman. Parker Jeffrey High. Haley Marie Hildebrand. Adeline Rachel K. Hill. Ella Ann Hoffman. Alyssa Marie Hogue. Elias Quinn Homeyer. Evan Joseph House. Leah C. Hubley. Dylan Matthew Huff. William James Holton. Lauren Rita Christine Humes. Reagan Evelyn Christine Humes. Riley Renee Hurley. Callie Eden Hurst, in absentia. Muhammad Jibriel Ali Hussein. Saleh Hassan Hussein. Riley Morgan Himes. Gabriel Rich Iwaniki. Lauren Elaine Jacoby. Alexis Marie James. Olivia Mary Janke. Dorian Caleb Jeffries. Gavin Andrew Jennings. Owen Jordan Jennings. Aviance Zamora Johnson. Mackenzie Bell Johnson. Nicholas Allen Johnson. Dayan DeMarco Jones. Jaden Matthew Jones. Lucas Andrew Jones. Mackenzie Paige Jones. Elijah Karakitha Joseph. Aiden Forrest Jostis. Addison Elizabeth Kappas. Caden Skylar Kershaw. Alishba Khan. Riley Noel Keel. Jacqueline Ross Kirk. Alexis Ryan Clare. Colton Cy Knadler. Lillian Jean Knope. Alexandra Michelle Knudsen. Sean Loman Kepi. Sudeep Kana Kokila Satish Kumar. Charles Meyer Kosbob. Ella Marie Kruger. Mason Richard Kruger. Keely Ann Coleman, in absentia. Jack Robert Kerman. Reed Samuel Kerman. Zoe Elizabeth Keyes. Colton Dallas Laddage. Addison Marie Lancaster. Piper Jade Landers. Avery Lee Lane. Noah Michael Lane. Colin James Lanningham. Brody Jason Leahy. Patrick Edward Ledbetter. Zaire Khalif Lee. Blake Charles Lanin. Benjamin Allen Levesque. Cecilia Mary Leva. Luke Christopher Lichtenberger. Blake Alexander Lilico. Henry Wyatt Lipsmeyer. Ben Parker Leffler. Wait. Jessica Ann Logan. Irie Joe Lorenz. Stella Christine Lopp. Madeline K. Lowry. Michael Ryan Lucas. Jenna Elizabeth Luchka. Isaac William Mabley. Veronica Ann McCruder. Nakash Madanagopal. Raymond Justin Medina. Kiki Mander. Gracie June Maple. Addison Joe Marcordes. Maya Elizabeth Marshall. Amelia Rose Martin. Lane Elizabeth Matthew. Kerrigan Olivia Matthews. Benjamin Pierre Mahon. Grace Ann McBride. Owen Oderho McCann. Jaden McKellion McClone. Danica May McCormick. Tyler Scott McCoy. Hudson Lee McCubbin. Tate Robert McHugh. Carson Riley McDowell. Jadon James McDowell. Kendall Reed McDowell. Cody Charles McKinney. Kinsley Lynn McLaughlin. Connor Hugh McLean. Jolene Noel McMillan. Andrew Michael Mahaffey. Skylar Rain Florence. Layla Renee Morano. Elena Ray Cantor Merrill. Emily Sue Cantor Merrill. Braden Robert Messeros. Addison Ann Metzger. Kiara Ann Myers. Lauren Elizabeth Michael. Simon Eugene Mitchell. Paxton Thomas Moe. Xander Peyton Montanic. Annabelle Paige Mullerud. Kellen Patrick Moomey. Megan Elaine Morsch. Brady Allen Moser. Cody Alexander Moss. Landon Cole Motley. Braden Jack Mueller. Grady Michael Mueller. Jalen Nicole Myers. Isaac Joseph Nabe. Michelle Zelpa Nest. Gavin Alexander Nooningham. Robert August Nika. Fern Ann Norris. Dalton Thomas Nunez. Carter Lincoln Sungen O. Jaden Christian Orama. Savannah Alexis Otino. James Ryan Overman. Ava Michelle Owens. Ryan Scott Packett. Adam Joseph Paris. Zoe Marie Parker, in absentia. Shiv Bhaskar Patel. Emerson Lynn Patrick. Gianna Abigail Pecoraro. Jersey Lynn Pedigo. Brain Michael Pedigo. Haley Elizabeth Perry. Jack Raymond Perry. Addison Peyton Pippin. Connor Rees Pollitt. Etienne Ravens. Hafsa Ayator Rahman. Colin Daniel Rebbe. Flossie Isabel Redwood. Bright Achukbe Reed. Haley Aaron Reed. Paul Michael Reyes. Derek Michael Reynolds. Riley Renee Rickman, in absentia. Connor Michael Rigg. Madeline Grace Rourke. Keontae Rashard Rogers. Miles Jacob Rollick. Henry Michael Rose. Lydia Grace Ryherd. Jack Holden Sabin. Suri Saini. Anwar Saeed Salem. Quentin Tyler Sanchez. Ashpreet Kaur Sandhu. Van James Schneider. Kate Marie Schreiner. Andrew Walter Schwartz. Tristan Thomas Howard Schwint. Jack Ellis Scott. Mark James Scott. Hayden James Shanley. Beckett Ray Shelton. Kaylee Nicole Sherwood. Isaiah Thomas Simon. Joseph Grant Simpson. Tajveer Singh, in absentia. Jack Alexander Seaback. Hayden Elizabeth Skelton. Brenna Ryan Smith. Nicholas Mason Smith. Jordan Francis Smithers. Owen Ralph Spencer. Joseph Robert Sporer. Alexander Eugene Staley. Jackson Edward Stanfield. Jack Thomas Steinkamp. Hayden Nikolai Stevens. Addison May Sturbinski. Harper Ann Stice. Mason William Streb. Anna Young Sue. Lanaya Lachey Suggs. Yejun Sa. Ellie Kate Surgis. Keegan Thomas Sweeney. Christina Bernadette Zamucki. Bradley Alexander Tedrow. Jordan Kayla Thompson. Leonella Genevieve Thompson. Trevin John Tibbs. Edie Michelle Tolliver. Andrew Marshall Turnbull. Jenna Nicole Tuxhorn. John Mason Matthew Villar. Ella Elizabeth Van Dyke. Max William Van Pretter. Finley Douglas Beanstra. On Fleur Vermillion. Aiden Vina Delgado. Caitlin Renee Vincent. Austin Vo. Andrew Paul Walden III. Lutrell Martiz Walker. Marcus Robert Walker. Zoe Eileen Walker. James Bennett Michael Wallman. Campbell Benjamin Dean Walls. Sophia Ann Warner. Ashley Nicole Wazalewski. Ethan Marcus Waterman. Matthew John Watson. Benjamin Michael Watts. Caden John Weiss. Andrew James West. Sydney Ann West. Asher Hudson Wheeler. Aaliyah Kathleen White. Ruth Eileen Wickenhauser. Augustus Chungmin Williams. Tez Damar Williams. Larry Montez Isom Wills. Kylan Mary Wood. Brooke Nicole Workman. Braden Robert Worley. Coleman Francisco Yap. Thomas Anthony Yarrington Jr. Aiden Liam Yeager. Madison Yam. Andrew Robert Young. Evan Thomas Young. Jack Frederick Young. Elijah Nicholas Yutzi. Addison Elizabeth Zettler. Jishuan Zhang.
All right, let's hear it again for the 2026 graduating class of Glenwood High School. It is now that time where you will be transformed from high school students to adults, headed off to college, trade schools, militaries, and jobs. Now seniors, Please stand. It is my pleasure to lead you in the tradition called turning the tassel. Now it is time for change. Seniors, move your tassels to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the graduating class of Glenwood High School for 2026. Congratulations.